Salute comrades and welcome to the final guide for Master of Command, army guide, at least so far, because I heard there will be new factions in DLCs, but like for the basic version, it's final guide. It's a French army. So here's my French campaign. I believe I'm in Act 3. Yeah, see, and here what I've got, and let's clear this thing out of the way immediately. I don't particularly like the French army. I didn't enjoy much the run for it. Maybe you do, but I don't know. For me, out of four nations, this was the one that feel off the most. And why I think it feels off the most is because its focus is on cavalry. So French cavalry is really good. Like for instance, here I have two units of French Royal Cavalry. I will discuss them later, but they perform extremely well on the battlefield. They can really, out of the blue, eat some regiments, infantry regiments, eat some cavalry regiments, and like do it with a really small casualties. But at the current stage of the game, cavalry is no, I wouldn't say irrelevant, I wouldn't say weak, but I would say underdeveloped. And not that important, especially on the final parts of the game. Why? When you go battle 20 on 20 regiments, usually AI infantry just fills the whole map, like corner to corner, like edge to edge, and like there is just no space to maneuver. Like in my previous runs as well, but in this round also, at the final stages of the Act 2, in Act 3, your cavalry my cavalry did not have any space to maneuver to flank enemy, because it's just edges to edges, you know, like you cannot go outside of the map. And like I know, like in the real world it would be possible, you know, because like there is no edge of the map in real life, but here like you have it, and infantry can fill it up, and your cavalry just cannot go around them without taking shots, or even having to charge them. And again, frontal charge in this game for cavalry is not the wisest idea. Usually it ends up terribly, and AI do it all the time and loses battles because of that. But here with France, like even though they have really good units, still it's so it's impossible. And you know, funny part is, even you manage to do that, there's a thing in this game in Master of Command that I named the cornering of your cavalry. Is when you outflank your enemy, but then they send for instance 2 or 3 units of strong cavalry or even infantry, you know, and like your unit just have nowhere to run. It cannot return because again, like the line is too wide, and also it cannot run backwards because there's a corner or the edge of the map. And like literally, I have a situation where my cavalry unit, like light, like these hussars, again, like I don't like hussars, is this one of the reason, and even dragoons, which I like, but still they were in the situation where when they just stood on the edge of the map or in the corner, and like 2 units approach, broke them, shattered them, and they even run not to the edge of the map on the enemy side where they could easily go, but no, they run towards your edge of the map, like on the bottom side of this map. And because of that, they took losses, and I even lost some regiments because of that. So again, this I don't know, if map would be bigger, maybe it would be something more doable. But here, like cavalry in general, is not broken in a good way, but in a bad way. Like it's uh, again, when battles become 20 or 20 regiments, you can barely use it. Like you can, but like it's not as good. So okay. By the way, yeah, let's start with cavalry because we are talking about France. Oh no, let's start with recruits. France is the only country, only faction that have only one type of recruits. It's royal recruits. It gives you all the types of units that you want to and that you need. Uh, on one side is good thing because you don't have to think about what you're going to recruit in the villages and towns. But on the other thing, it's actually I have more complications with that because like I forget who I'm supposed to upgrade into what, and I do I need cavalry right now? Like mm, when you have two, three, or even up to five for Russia, five types of recruit, the decision is closer to the beginning of the game. But now, for instance, I don't know, yeah, I think I have here royal recruits. I'm not so sure of what I'm going to do with them. I say I can upgrade them, but I'm not sure who I want. So it's not like terrible thing, but I mean sometimes it's confusing, and on many occasions I upgraded them, for instance, into cavalry, and then remembered I wanted a cannon, and then like upgrade them into one type of infantry, but then I think oh maybe another type of infantry. So yeah, this is quite confusing, but I know it's on the other hand, in the villages you just see the recruits and just hire them, which is a good thing. Okay, so let's start with cavalry again for France. So there's two branches, the French provincial cavalry and the one you get from volunteers. So there's a volunteer provincial cavalry, and you can get hussars and dragoons. So okay, let's discuss hussars again. I don't like hussars, but here for France, it's actually clear that there is another hussar type of unit, French gendarmerie or something like that, which is better in almost everything. Like it have higher morale, much higher melee stats, slightly lower stamina, and the same amount of move speed. So again, for cavalry, the most important, there's the two most important, or three most important parts, and four. Okay, so number one, I think it's moving speed and stamina. Let's combine them, because again you can use stamina to increase movement speed, but again if you get tired too quickly you will not be able to run for long distances. And here gendarmerie have a slight advantage in melee stats. It has huge advantage, 15 it's almost not a double, but almost a double. Shooting the same, who cares? Regiment size the same, morale better. So who would want to pick this volunteers hussars? I don't know. And it's not that harder to get the gendarmerie. So okay. So go for gendarmerie if you like this type of unit. Yeah. Then dragoons, good one, good dragoons, 600, heavy dragoons, 600 regiment size, accuracy 35, reload time 35. I actually use them, not too bad move speed. Actually use them. They show themselves as a nice unit who can really do the job, but unfortunately it's too fragile. Like this unit size of 400 means again, one volley, one bad exchange, in like a third or even a half of your regiment will be gone, you know. And they, at some like in real combat, they also show themselves as the guys who like to run a lot, and where they shouldn't. And you know, For that reason, no, it's a good unit, but again, not too reliable. So like it should be careful with them, not to uh, do something. And actually, there is another dragoon type of unit, but like these volunteer dragoons are almost like in many parameters as a straight upgrade, like little less melee stats, but other than that, it's very good. What else? This branch we've talked about. Gendarmerie, again, if you like hussars, it's a really good unit. I think one of the best for hussars. Then dragoons, volunteer dragoons are better. And then gentleman cavalry and French royal cavalry is a cuirassier type of unit, so it's very heavy, and this is extremely good. Like this unit, actually, I'm a big fan of it. In the beginning of, you see, my first French royal cavalry was given to me by the game as a bonus for quest, and in the beginning of the game, it was so cool to use it. It just broke everything. It barely took any losses. And cavalry versus cavalry, again, it breaks enemy morale very easily and chomps them. And you send this unit to the flank of some infantry, even if it's full, even if it's some sort of grenadiers. Tell them to charge. They'll chomp this unit into a salad pretty quickly without taking too much of a losses. Again, very good unit if you would be able to use it. But like in Act 3, most of the time it just stands behind the lines and wait for a good moment to charge someone. And like its potential is wasted because of that. So you simply cannot use it. Okay, so that's the cavalry. Again, very good. Unfortunately, in the current state of the game, cavalry at the later stages of the game is not as important. So let's talk about, I can use this guy. Let's talk about infantry. And there's a lot of choices of infantry, but I actually see only two branches, like the French Fusiliers branch, which I can go to French Veteran Fusiliers, French Grenadiers, and also the Volunteers type. So this one is a light like mobile style. So you can make a mobile style of French army out of volunteers, guys. Because these grenadiers, they are decent. They have decent regiment size, not like 1000. It has really cool move speed, like nice melee stats, nice shooting stats, by the way. So you can like you do not forced to send them to combat immediately, so they can shoot. And chasseurs, also light infantry. Nice one, but in this game you can take sometimes during the event you can take recruits of other nation, and here I took Grenzer from Austria and made them into sharpshooters, and they perform, like, I would say they perform better on the combat. Although chasseurs like on paper seems also rather good. So yeah, like if you have no option, of course use them. If not, go for sharpshooters, the best light infantry in the game. They tend to suffer a lot from melee combat. If they are attacked, they barely hold. If on some occasions I had infantry and cavalry charging into them, and they tend to lose half of the health before I manage to support them with my cavalry or with grenadiers or other infantry. So yeah, very fragile. But as all light infantry. So in general, yeah, decent unit. And then the heavy infantry in French Fusiliers. So first of all, the French Veteran Fusiliers, French Grenadiers. What I have problems with them. So French infantry is not really decent, not too good. You know, they run, like that's the biggest problem. Their morale, for instance, for French veteran Fusiliers, it's elite unit, elite. You like rely on it, like it's the elite units that you should rely on them, you know, and still they run a lot. Who run even more is French grenadiers. I don't know how it works on paper. So French veteran fusiliers have morale of 40. Well, that's why they run. But still, they have regiment size of 1,600, which is really good. It's on par like with Russian units. Or yeah, I think all other have much less. But here, so 1,600. I think just because grenadiers have less men in their unit, that's why they break more easily than French veteran fusiliers. But I see in my run French grenadiers run a lot, and not from like extremely bad situation, no, just commonly, you know. Okay, yeah, there's another regiments of the infantry came to this unit and start shooting also. That's for elite infantry. This should be like you should tolerate that. You know, you should stand. Okay, yeah, I'm shooting by two other guys, so probably something will change soon. Like someone will help. No, they run. They run from hand to hand combat. I don't know. I would say I couldn't rely on them too much, and on them too. They run from range combat also. You know, it's elite infantry, and it run like terrible. And then there's some guys in that not French, Irish, German, Swiss, and again let's skip the middle ground and go for the final units. Irish grenadiers, regiment size 1,000. I used some regiments, so I think it is given to you from the beginning. Yeah, I have Irish grenadiers because you start with Irish fusiliers, I believe. So I use this unit, the regiment size of 1,000, and it runs like Jesus Christ. It's like a small amount of damage. It's already like 800 men, 600 men. What 600 men can do on this battlefield? Like almost nothing. And like they are so fragile. I many times I had to withdraw them from combat not to lose them, because like I could replace them, of course, but I don't know. Still, I have feelings for my regiments, so I do not like losing them. But Jesus Christ, yeah, okay, you can send them to combat. You know, if you compare with French grenadiers, look at their stats. They're almost like the same. Like, okay, slightly better charge, slightly better stamina, worse shooting stats, and 400 less men. 400. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, and in exchange for only 5 morale. This unit runs a lot. Like analyzing this game, I have really big problem with units that have regiment size of 1,000. Like they shatter like quickly. Like you may say, oh no, if you can outflank or like choose a moment and charge with them, they perform really good. Yeah, okay, but can you rely on that? Can you rely on it being 100% of the way? Like me as a person who played this game for a lot, like I would say I couldn't rely on Irish grenadiers. I cannot. Like they you look other way, you go back, they already half of regiment is gone, just because I don't know they decide to, like some infantry came and shoot into them, or cavalry charge them, and they're gone. They actually, this guy can run from cavalry charge frontal. I wouldn't be surprised. German grenadiers, the same thing. No, no, not the same thing, but they are, again, they are worse. Like, let's compare them with French grenadiers. So they have worse charge, 200 less men, for only 5 morale better. Much worse accuracy, but better reload. You know, Germans. See my Prussia army guide. And what else? And you know, and slightly better speed with less stamina. I don't see a good compensation for 200 more men. Like, I don't see in their stats. I don't. Like, out of these two, I would take French grenadiers. Okay, Swiss grenadiers. They are like rather better. Like, they are much better than German grenadiers for sure. But if you compare it with French grenadiers, normal, yeah, they have slightly less melee, but they have very good morale. So actually, I regret and I'm sorry that I didn't test this unit for myself. I would love to test it because like after seeing how this army perform and after checking the stats, I would try making my army from Swiss grenadiers. Yes, they have much less regiments at 200, but they have good compensation for that. 20 morale, 20, you know, I doubt they will run like from the first cavalry charge. They have nice shooting stats, like let's see, even better than French veteran fusiliers. Of course, they have much better regiment size, but still. So yeah, so this actually, I would love to, in my next run I will try this as my frontline unit, like #1 pick. But other guys, they do not hold the punch from the enemy. Like infantry, cavalry, artillery, they can fail you in the most critical moment. So that's why I don't like them. And finally, for French artillery, it's again only one option because of the one recruit type. So you get from French battalion artillery to French field artillery. So okay, let's skip the middleman and go straight from French field artillery. Morale is not important. Regiment size 175. It's unusual regiment size. I think it's only artillery that have exactly this regiment size, but that's mean 7 cannons per regiment. Nice. Reload time not that good, like even like the previous version have better reload time. Here 20. So let's see what actually is in my 22 for this cannon. Again, I'm a big fan of this cannon that I cannot pronounce whatsoever, but it's in its basic version have a reload time of 35 here, and usually for instance for my Austrian army I'll manage to decrease this time down to 14 seconds. Here 22, so no, not too great again. Then stamina, terrible move speed, terrible. You should use some items to increase the move speed, because you know 25 is the 20 above 20 is what you need to get on the hill before the good exchange or first exchange of volleys, because you know sometimes you have a nice hill near you, near the your starting point, but sometimes you get to go for it, you know, in many maps. So in these cases it will take really slow, and there will be like it's not very convenient to have cannons with slow moving speed. So at least 20 or 25 is the perfect numbers. Then how do it perform? Well, it does stuff, but not so much. So again, it's enough to draw your enemy to attack you, but again, it does not do the same amount of work as, for instance, Prussian artillery or Austrian artillery or even Russian artillery. Come on. So here again, the 7 cannons per regiment is okay, but reload speed is nothing to brag about. So that's the French. Again, I would love to see the authors of the game do something with cavalry and how it's working, because you know, I don't know, maybe I can show you. I don't know if it's enough, but let's see. So for example, here's the army, just a small detour. Just a small showcase of how French army performs. So okay, I'll do my favorite stuff. Let's take some heal. Oh, here we have a nice heal. But by the way, maybe it's not even that important to have this heal. So okay, I think these guys will be here. These guys will protect artillery. These guys will be on the right, one in the reserve. Supply wagon who will die because of the bug pretty soon. In general, to support morale. Okay, and let's pretend I want to use my cavalry in a classical way. I want to outflank or do something like that. And you see this. For example, here, I don't think I can squeeze through them. And you see, they already aim their cannons at me because they can. You see, this edge of the map. Again, so what will happen? They will come forward, then this unit will go this edge, this unit will go this edge, and I will be cornered in here. Happened many times. Okay, some small counter battery work. You know what? I will use canister shot. Yes, okay, because of the bug I can. Yeah, these guys aim at me, so this is my France Royal Guards. So why not using them? And it's not the best, not the biggest army, but again, you see, I had some problems of squeezing in. If they have only 1 or 2 more units on each flanks, I would have much bigger problem. But you see, this cannon, they managed to do some damage with canister shot, and you see very easily. So okay, let's make them go back. So these guys, they have light dragoons. Light dragoons is very dangerous units, and there's two of them, so maybe I could, yeah, reduce the number, and maybe I should join forces. Yeah, meanwhile my artillery doing great job of cleaning up the front. Yeah, okay, I could take out the cavalry, but it's not a wise idea to deal with fresh infantry. And here are some first exchanges. Okay, yeah, see the charge of Highland Grenadiers, but again, because of my canister shot, they managed to do it. Yeah, okay, so now when we have 4 units against 2, we won't have any problems with dealing with even with the British light dragoons. Yeah, you see even our carabines were enough. Ah, yeah. So this battle wasn't that tough, but again, you see, we managed to do anything only because the numbers were just slightly below critical. And you see, like in one of the previous video, I told about cavalry blob, how you can use it. This is the, like, again, don't be mistaken, when cavalry goes to the operational, like, freedom, yeah, when it can do anything, it's really, really tough and really, really strong. But again, it's not always like that. So yeah, again, just a quick victory to demonstrate how a French army can operate. Yeah, French army. So guys, I think on this note, that's it. Here's a French army guide, the final guide for this small series of the videos until the next DLC. So see you around, but for today that's it. Thank you for watching, and comrades, you are dismissed.